Hey traders from around the world, what's going on? It's me, Jeremy Alexander Newsome with reallifetrading.com. I trust you all had a magnificent, splendid, and truly sensational weekend. It is in fact Monday. The market is open today, tomorrow, and the U.S. markets will be closed on Wednesday to celebrate the life of George Bush, the 41st President of the United States. And it was a really interesting day out there. We normally start with a SPY, so let's go do that, and we'll just look at some of these charts. So the SPY today had an obvious fade down. Tons of white candles gapping up to a resistance. Here is the 100 simple moving average, and we actually did end with a really nice lower shadow. It definitely was a retest, but my expectations are one of two things. We either continue lower tomorrow, or if we do break out and make new highs, we will run for a very short period of time before we have a little bit of a retest. So you can be playing this bullish. Don't be scared, because we did retest today, although it did not go nearly as far as I would have liked to have retested, which was really, down in this area. I do think we most likely will kind of see a little bit of that come in tomorrow, but time will tell. Tried playing a trade on the futures last night while it was gapping up, and I did not time it correctly. So here's the 5-minute chart, and this is on the ES. So what I was looking at initially was shorting right here with a stop right here, and just left that open, and it eventually filled, double bottomed, and then came and stopped me out. The unfortunate part is, in my mind the whole time I was like, man, if it does make a new all-time high, it'll probably be a pretty easy fade. So this was the new not all-time high, but new high of the day right here, and this is when the breakdown started. Very nice bullish high wave candle, 3 in the morning. So I actually woke up not too far after that, should have turned my computer on, shorted it, and put a stop right there. Why I did not do that, I do not know. But that would have been a really good future trade. Would have made my R back and then some. But anyway, the E-minis, if you're looking at the hourly time frame, we did pull back into some moving averages, and we're kind of getting a little bit of a balance. But yeah, my thought is we will retest a little bit higher, and then we'll eventually peel just a smidge lower. So that's SPY. Here's SQ. So we did short Square today officially in the day trading room, and we won very small on it. Here is the daily chart, and as you can see, this was Mr. Squiggles' analysis. This is what he said would likely happen on Square. That was back drawn on the 26th of November. So far, whoo, so good. Really nice move. At this particular point, you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 white candles in a row. The only thing that I was a little skeptical on shorting Square today was this was an inside candle, Friday was. So this gap actually did trap some bears. And here's the 5-minute chart. My chart is still drawn exactly the way we set it up. And the entry, this is a 5-minute time frame. So once this bullish candle came in on a 5-minute, and then it took this nice lower shadow and then broke the low. When this candle was coming in, it was a $72 limit sell with a stop at 73. So $1 risk, and we exited at 71.49. So almost the low of the day. Could have gotten out at like 71.20, which I really thought would have been a good price to exit, and that would have been the 10 EMA on the 15-minute chart right there, so 71.20. So could have gotten about another 25, 26 cents out of it, but realistically not an issue at all to get out for a 0.6R gain. The one that I lost on was MGM Grand, which again, I'm really not upset about how I played this one. In fact, I would say, and I will continue to keep my eyes on MGM Grand, maybe for even a swing trade, because this one was quite a delicious bullish gap. And this was a bullish gap and go. It was above the 100 simple. And here's the 3-minute chart. So I have to leave my lines on this one. But my 3-minute chart was pretty much, you got your first high wave candle, inside candle, upper shadow. So the entry was here, stop was there. and yes, almost got stopped out here and ended up increasing the stop to right there to lose 0.3. So 1.6 on Square, lost 0.37 on MGM to be up right around 0.2 on the day for day trading, but lost an R on the futures. So down about 0.8 for December. And then earlier today, here's Apple, ticker symbol AAPL, and Apple, both myself and Robert Falco and a few other traders have purchased back this 160 put sale that was sold on the 20th of November. So the 160 put sale, purchasing that back earlier today will add a super small gain to the books, but that was done, and pretty excited about that. Really nice bullish gap and go on Apple, although I did not trade it at all today. This is a 5-minute chart, and you can actually see it did something really interesting. It came down to the low of the day right here, made a new low by 2 or 3 pennies, had a bunch of bearish candles in a row, so you knew it was going to retest. And then boom, big bullish pop, S-curve, and it just crushed higher from there. So unfortunately, did not get a chance to play that bullish. Looking at the extended hours, when we initially pulled it up this morning, right, this was Mentorship Monday for all my traders who subscribe to the rooms, and they're going to get over 5 hours of recorded content sent their way later today. But when I was looking at Apple, this was a very nice short below this first high wave bullish 5-minute candle that could have gotten you about an R and a half or so. That would have been really the only way to play Apple, unless you just shorted it below this low of the day break with this really nice kind of triangle pattern. The one trade I did miss today was Bluebird Bio, BLUE, and missed this one. Even though my boy Greg Gilbert, shout out to Greg, nailed this one. This was a tweezer top on a 5-minute chart with a $118 stock. I did not notice that. If I had noticed that, my entry would have been here with a stop up there, and that would have been exiting down here for about an R and a half near that pre-market low. So that's Bluebird Bio. You win some, you lose some. As far as Chinese stocks, here's Billy, and this thing pretty much retested all the way back. White candle gapping up, retest gap. We are in this for a bullish swing trade and not excited about that move. Even though it made a higher high and a higher low, that's good. The weekly chart, I mean, I guess I'm happy our stops are far away. So fingers crossed that one can continue higher. NIO, same exact thing. Just gapped up and immediately got, halted by some of the sellers and then started selling to lock in that profit. So that happened. Alibaba, a lot of people asked me early this morning what I thought was going to happen on Baba, and my analysis was white candle, shaved top candle, perfect shaved top candle, in fact, with that gap up today, fade. Really good fade on Baba. I did not take this trade personally, the one that you see in front of you, but this is the one that I was looking at shorting. The reason I didn't take this trade is because I was already up between those two trades less than 0.7 hours for the day. But I didn't factor in futures. Maybe I should have done that so that I could have taken this trade. But anyway, you had this is the extended hours, right? The extended hours, you had the support, you had the resistance. It broke down, white candle, broke down, retested. So this is the big old S-curve retest, and it just slowly started melting over. And that was a really cute move on Baba, especially looking at that pre-market chart. Today was a lot of flipping back and forth between pre-market and non-pre-market. Once this lower shadow came in, and then this inside bearish candle, this bullish candle, and this bullish candle, my thought was, okay, well, if it doesn't bounce off the 10 EMA on the 5-minute, then it most likely will just keep slowly slugging lower. Anyway, that was my thoughts on Baba. Did not take that trade, but I do think that this was a great gap for a lot of the Chinese companies, and I think that the bottom has been put in. I mentioned that back in November. These gaps and these moves. So realistically, from this particular position and time frame on Baba, my thought is just overall that we're at the 100. We'll probably fill this gap, maybe trade down to 153.71, kind of worst case scenario. And then once we're down at that point, be looking for the bounce, either with bull put spreads, put sales, shares, or longer term calls. My buddy Bob had himself some put sales on Baba, and he bought those back today. So congratulations, Bob. Well done. Ladies and gents, thanks for tuning in to your Monday Real Life Stock Review. I will, in this email that you received, there should be a link for a back trading webinar that I'm going to host on Wednesday, entirely for free. I'm doing it for the entire world. Feel free to be there. Tell your friends, tell your family. I will be recording it. It is entirely free because the market is randomly closed on Wednesday, and since I was not anticipating not doing anything, we might as well get our back trading in. So that'll be on Wednesday. Check your email. If you're also watching this on my YouTube channel, check the description box. The link is also there. Folks from around the world, thanks for tuning in. You rock. I'll send you some really cool stuff on Wednesday with the market being closed, and I'll see you all then.